A heavy, unnatural quiet settled over the observation deck of the Galactic Combat Institute. The galaxy's most lethal warriors crowded against the reinforced viewport, their massive forms filling the chamber. Commander Vexter stood at the forefront, his armored forelimbs crossed tightly over his chest. His species had dominated 40 star systems through raw military supremacy, yet his mandibles clicked with unmistakable unease. Beside him loomed General Zifra, a legendary Skaloi champion. Her crystalline exoskeleton shimmered faintly, each fracture and scar a testament to countless victorious campaigns. Neither of them spoke at first as they stared down into the training hall below. The reason for their presence seemed laughable. Humans. The newest members of the Galactic Federation. Soft-bodied, unarmored, lacking claws, fangs, or reinforced muscle fibers. Weak, by every known biological metric. This is pointless, Vexter growled at last. Look at them. No natural weapons. No exoskeletal defense. They're fragile creatures pretending to belong among warriors. Below, 2 humans were preparing calmly. Jack, a stocky male with sun-worn features, wrapped cloth tightly around his hands. Nearby, Anna, tall, lean, and focused, moved through precise stretches, her dark hair bound into a tight braid. The human delegation requested this evaluation, Zifra replied, her voice chiming like fractured crystal. They wish us to observe their combat preparation, to understand their philosophy before granting access to the warrior caste. Vexter released a dismissive snort. They won't survive their first sanctioned trial. The session began without spectacle. Jack and Anna started running, steady, controlled strides around the massive training perimeter. Lap after lap. Confusion rippled through the observation deck. What are they doing? Asked CRE, an insectoid hunter whose species could rend starship plating barehanded. Endurance conditioning, answered Colonel Martinez, the human liaison standing quietly at the rear. They're warming up. The aliens watched in silence as minutes passed, then more. 20 minutes turned into 30. Then 45. Then an hour. Jack and Anna maintained their pace, breathing measured, movements efficient. The watching warriors shifted uneasily. Their own species were built for devastating bursts of power, not prolonged exertion. Sustained effort was inefficient, unnecessary. They haven't stopped, Vexter muttered. Finally, the humans slowed and came to a halt. They showed no signs of collapse, no trembling weakness. Strength phase, Martinez said calmly. Jack stepped beneath a metal bar weighted with dense plates. The load was unimpressive by galactic standards, but notable for a creature his size. He lifted it. Lowered it. Lifted again. And again. 10 repetitions became 20. Then 30. Why not increase the load? CRE asked, baffled. That's not the objective, Martinez replied. Observe. Across the floor, Anna grasped a suspended bar and pulled herself upward, chin clearing the metal with precise control. 1 repetition. Then another. Her muscles shook slightly, but she continued. 5. 10. 15. 20. Silence gripped the deck. The warriors weren't speaking anymore. They were counting. Jack transitioned to the floor, performing push-ups in rapid succession, dozens flowing into hundreds. Sweat streamed down his face, muscles burning red-hot with strain. Still, he didn't stop. Anna mirrored the same brutal sequence. Their movements matched with disciplined intensity earned only through years of repetition. They're harming themselves, Zifra whispered, unease creeping into her tone. Why would they willingly endure this? They do this every day, Martinez answered. Sometimes twice. They've trained like this since adolescence. The regimen continued relentlessly. Station after station. Exercise after exercise. The humans pushed past visible exhaustion, past what should have been failure. 2 more hours passed. Then combat drills began. Despite fatigue, Jack and Anna sparred fiercely, striking, blocking, grappling, throwing. When one fell, they rose instantly. When exhaustion hit, they drove harder. Enough, Vexter murmured. Yet no one left. They couldn't. Weapons training followed. Tactical simulations. Complex maneuvers executed with minds still sharp despite bodies screaming for rest. The humans failed, adapted, corrected, and repeated. They fell. They rose. Again and again. For hours after they began, Jack and Anna finally ended the session. They stood drenched in sweat, muscles shaking violently, breath ragged. Without ceremony, they clasped hands briefly, exchanged quiet words, and moved toward recovery. The observation deck remained frozen in silence. "I don't understand," CRE said at last. "We are stronger. Faster. Built for war. We could defeat them easily in direct combat. Why does this unsettle me?" Colonel Martinez stepped forward, his expression solemn. "Because you witnessed something unfamiliar. You saw humans willingly destroy their limits every day, then rebuild stronger. You saw them choose suffering. Embrace it. Shape themselves through discipline and refusal to surrender." He gestured toward the empty training floor. "Your species were born warriors. Humans became warriors." Vexter's mandibles rattled sharply, a sign of deep psychological disturbance. "They weren't born like this." "No," Martinez replied quietly. "They're not exceptional by our standards. They're simply committed. Billions of humans train like this, every day, not because they must, but because they choose to." Zifra's crystalline body dimmed faintly. "No wonder your kind survived a death world. You didn't adapt to it. You conquered it," she realized. "By conquering yourselves first." The warriors exited the chamber in silence. Their verdict would be unanimous. Humanity was approved for the warrior caste without delay. As Martinez turned to leave, Vexter spoke one final time. "Your species terrifies us, not for what you are, but for what you decide to become." Martinez allowed himself a thin smile. "Now you understand." Below, Jack and Anna were already discussing tomorrow's session. It would be harder. It always was.